Hi, my name is Kathy Sheridan and I'm with Oasis Gym, and today we're going to bring you a couple short yoga sequences that you can practice at home. Yoga operates on a number of different principles, and one of the principles that we're going to work on today is everything is not what you think it is. So it's not what you think. So we're going to start standing in front of our mats. So come on up to standing and up at the top of your mat. Bring your feet underneath you and drop your tailbone to the ground a little bit. Bring the ribs right up over your hips. Relax your shoulders. Let your breath move down in towards your belly. And just close your eyes for a moment and capture your thoughts. Just bring yourself here. Nice, easy, slow breaths. And just take a couple breaths. And then inhale all the way up and bring your palms parallel to each other so that your gaze, if you can, goes up towards the ceiling. You're standing nice and tall. And our first pose is going to be a bent knee forward bend. So bend your knees, drop your tummy, let your hands fall to the ground. You can rest them on blocks if that works better for you, or just let the fingers come to the ground. And we're just going to take a couple breaths in each pose for this first round. So I'm just going to relax and stretch into my heels. From here, we come into halfway up. So straighten your legs, place your hands on your thighs, press back a little bit and slide your heart forward into a halfway up position. We start to stretch into the back of your calves, and your collarbone is squared, your back is nice and long. And then I'm going to release back into my forward bend. So I'm going to bend my knees and come all the way back down. Let your head drop. Inhale all the way up. So bring your arms out to the side. Come back up to standing. Arms parallel. And then back to your heart. So we're going to do that as a flow. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to a bent knee forward bend. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, bent knee forward bend again. Inhale all the way up. And then back to your heart. Good. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, bent knee forward bend. Inhale halfway. Exhale, bent knee again. Inhale all the way up. And then back to your heart. So we're going to continue. If you want, you can stay with a bent knee forward bend. I'm going to go ahead and come into a full forward bend. So it's up to you. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to a forward bend. So this is Uttanasana. Inhale halfway up, either hands on your thighs or fingertips to the floor. And then I'm going to bend both knees and step back just my right foot to a runner's lunge. Again, you can use your blocks. This is kind of nice. And we're going to slide the heart forward, shoulders back, back leg is straight. We're going to take 2 breaths here. And then we're going to go back to downward dog. So I'm going to slide that foot all the way back into downward dog. Fingers are pointed forward. Back of your legs are long, tailbones lifted. We're going to drop the heart a little bit towards the floor. Your head can either hang or you can keep the ears between your arms. Right? So for this first round, I'm going to come to my knees first. So you can come down to hands and knees, if that works better for you, and then step forward right foot. So you can bring that up to the front. Back knee comes up off the floor. So here we are back in runner's lunge. And I'm just going to take a couple breaths. And then bring your feet together. If you need to, you can kind of hop this little foot up until you bring them together, or you can just step in. You come into halfway up first, and then you fold down. Inhale all the way up, arms come out to your side, and then back to your heart. So to do that as a flow is the next thing. Inhale up. Exhale to your forward bend. Inhale halfway. Step back right foot, and then back to downward dog. Step forward right foot. Step your feet together. Fold back down. Inhale up and back to your heart. We're going to do it one more time using the other leg. So inhale all the way up. Exhale to your forward bend. Inhale halfway. This time step back left foot to runner's lunge. And then back to downward dog. Step forward left foot. And then feet together. Fold back down. And all the way back up. And back to your heart. We're going to do it just one more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway. Step back right. Back to dog. Step forward right. Feet together. And fold down. Inhale up. And then back to your heart. So we're going to go down to the floor. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway. And step back to plank. So plank is like a boy's push-up, right? Arms are strong, your collarbone's squared. Lift your belly a little bit. Head is an extension of your spine and your eyes are slightly forward ahead of your fingertips. We're going to bring your tummy to the floor and we're going to try and lower down so that everything touches the floor at the same time. To do that, you come forward on your tippy toes a little bit and then just bend the elbows and lower down to the ground. Good. Point your toes back behind you and we're going to do a couple cobra poses. So bring the hands back alongside your ribs. Your elbows will be in alongside your ribs. Your fingers are on the ground, but I'm going to pretend that I can spin them to the outside edges of your mat, and that'll help to keep the elbows in. We're going to lift up just to a low cobra to start. So just a little baby one. Again, your head is nice and long, eyes slightly ahead. Thighs are moving in towards each other, and your toes point back. We're going to go up and down a few times. So go down, and then press back up, and then go down, and press back up. And let's do two more. We're going to go down, and press up, and go down. Press up into a cobra that you feel comfortable with. Do not lock your arms. So we're not going to do this. We're going to keep the elbows bent a little bit, try and keep the hips to the floor, heart slides forward, gaze forward. Take another breath. And then tuck your toes. We're going to pass through hands and knees. So go to hands and knees first, and then roll back into downward dog. Stretch it out and take a few breaths here. And then come on down to hands and knees. And we're going to sit on your bottom. So bring those legs around to the front. All right. We're going to start with Baddha Konasana, which is bringing the heels in towards the base of your spine. Your knees are going to relax. If you feel like your pelvis is rocking back behind you, you get a little blanket and you sit on that, and it'll help to bring the pelvis so that it's straight up. Now we're going to bring the soles of your feet together, and the knees are going to drop all by themselves down to the side. Hold on to your ankles or the arches of your feet. Do not grab your toes and pull them up. Sit as tall as you can, and we're just going to bring your belly towards your heels. Right? So that belly comes forward, and we're going to get a nice stretch on your adductor muscles here. So if you're doing a lot of sitting, either on your computer or watching TV, this will help get a nice stretch. From here, we're going to do head to knee pose. And the way that works is you're going to take your left leg and make it long. The right heel is going to come in towards the base of your spine. So I have one long leg and one bent knee. Bring those arms up, and then bring the arms forward. Now pull your shoulders back. so that your collarbone's nice and wide. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring your belly forward to this long leg. I like the metaphor of imagine there's a little kid standing at your feet, and you're going to reach out and catch him under the arms, right? So keep your eye on him. Come forward as if you're going to catch that kid right under the arms. Go as far as you can so that you feel a nice stretch into the back of your legs, and then relax your arms down, soften your head a little bit. You can stay here. The full expression of the pose is to bring your forehead down towards your leg. So you can bring that down and then drop it down if that works for you. We're going to take about 3 breaths here. So just nice, easy breaths. And then come on back up. We're going to add a twist. So this right knee is going to come back up. If you want, you can stay just like this with a long leg and the knee bent, or you can take this right leg and hop it over the bottom leg, and you can stay here. And you start to get a little bit of a stretch into your IT band. Or this left heel, bring it back towards your right hip, right? So you're sitting nice and tall. And we're going to twist towards the bent knee. Give it a little hug. Open up your shoulders, move the shoulder back behind you, and then turn your head. So sit as tall as you can. If you're flexible or you have long arms, you might be able to bring your arm to the outside, just as long as you can do so without collapsing your chest, right? So the whole idea is just to make lots of room for your lungs and for your stomach, and give it a good squeeze. Take another breath. And then gently turn back to the front. We're going to do the other side. So both legs are long again. Bring your other leg back in, and we're going to drop the knee down to the side. Your foot presses against the inside thigh of your long leg. Arms come up. Bring them forward. Pull the shoulders back, and then grab that little kid. All right, reach out. Go until you feel that stretch into the back of your legs, and then let your hands drop, support your body as you need to, or release all the way down and bring your forehead to that long leg. We'll take 2 more breaths. And then gently come on back up. We're going to lift this knee. Again, you can stay with everything facing forward. This is awesome. If you have hip replacement or other such mechanical enhancements, keep it simple. Keep everything just moving forward. Take your arm and wrap it around the knee. Sit as tall as you can. And let's twist to the bent knee side. Include your chin if at all possible. You can also hop this leg over the bottom one and bring the heel back towards the opposite hip. So this is Ardha Matsyendrasana, or half Lord of the Fishes. We'll take 1 more breath. And then let go. And we're going to come just to a simple seated posture, into Sukhasana, easy pose. So that's a very short, about a 10-15 minute practice. You can squeeze it in anywhere. I'm going to give you a little visualization to help to settle and work on some of these principles that we use in yoga. So while you're seated comfortably, close your eyes and find your breath. And I would like you to listen to my little story. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who decided she wanted to practice baseball. And so she got her bat and ball, and she went out to a dusty field for a little hitting practice. She brought herself to home base, dug in her heels, had the ball in one hand and her bat in the other, and she threw the ball up in the air, swung at the ball, and missed. The ball hit the ground and rolled away. So she walked over and picked up the ball, went back to home base, dug her feet in a little more firmly, got that ball, threw it up a little higher, and swung harder and missed. And the ball hit the ground and rolled away. She kicked the dirt in frustration, but she walked over and picked the ball up, came back to home base, and with great determination dug in her feet, tightened her grip on the bat, threw that ball up into the air, swung the bat with all her might, and she missed. The ball hit the ground and rolled away. So she walked over and picked up the ball and began to walk off the field, dragging her bat behind her. She shook her head and said, 3 strikes, I guess I'm out. I must be the best pitcher in the world. So the lesson here is everything is not necessarily what you think it is or what you think it's going to be. I hope this brings you peace, and if not, a little humor. And stay well, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.